While buying supplies at a local shop, we were delighted to see a nonchalant feline holding fort, and not that dissimilar to Betty.
No.
Looks like ours.
One is tapping.
¿Qué es el nombre?
Lily.
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 Hola.
Allá, mira. Allá.
Habla español. After this, we discovered an area not far from our hotel which had become a Jewish quarter for the many Israeli tourists who visit Cusco. Just across from here was the road leading uphill to our accommodation, where we now headed for a little bit of rest. Although there was not much peace to be had there. Later, we returned to the Jewish quarter to visit an internet cafe we'd spotted earlier so we could send emails and catch up on the news. In the courtyard outside, we came across this little creature. He's tied, is he? Poor thing. So maybe you did see a monkey after all.
Anyway, you know what the area
The monkey kept attracting admirers. Here a trio of young Israeli tourists. The startling and ominous news about the outbreak of swine flu and the fearful possibility we could be stranded in Peru was fittingly accompanied by a sudden thunderstorm and the first major rainfall since we'd arrived in the country. We took shelter in Paddy's bar, where Steve told his new friend, the Quechua-speaking barmaid Julia, that I'd learned some of the language, and he tried to persuade me to demonstrate a few words.
Ask the name thing.
Oh, said
Paul can speak a little bit.
Napoch sunt intimi There was a guide in Sacsayhuaman yesterday, but it's a long word, so I can't remember it. As a train ran along its tracks around the wall, Julia and a friend or boyfriend, Ernesto, tried to teach us some more of the ancient Inca tongue.
Is there a number?
Oh, thank you.
Gracias.
Sulpaiki.
Sulpaiki. I've heard that one.
Sulpaiki.
I've heard of that.
Sulpaiki.
Like what you call gypsies back home, isn't it?
Huh?
It's like what you call gypsies back home.
Yeah, I don't. You do, I know. The rain soon cleared, and I once again returned alone to my lodgings, leaving Steve to sup ale as the sun began to sink below the mountains. This was our last evening before the start of the much anticipated trek to Machu Picchu. After a bit of sleep, we had to wake at an ungodly hour to be ready to be collected for the trek.
A safe resting trip.
We didn't know these fellow guests, but they were off on their own adventure. I can't believe what we're about to do.
Hola, buenos días. Good morning. Good morning. Where are you from?
Gales?
Gales?
Gallus.
Okay.
So I think we'll have to carry all the
¿Qué te
things.
diga? Hazle caso a César.
The rather gangster-looking Augusto led us along the street to the minibus which was waiting to take us to the starting point of the trek. We glimpsed some of the porters who'd be assisting us, heading towards us.
Ahora bajamos a medio móvil.
There was a quick stop near the Peru Trek's office for some porters to join us, each clutching a packed breakfast provided by the company. Once all our fellow trekkers had also been collected, we headed out of Cusco and towards the sacred valley of the Incas, wherein lay the start of the trek, and further along the mist-shrouded citadel of Machu Picchu.
El cóndor de los Andes despertó del sol, hijo es del Dios Inti. Volando por sobre los Andes va como un guardián del pueblo inca, del pueblo inca. No hay conquistador capaz de doblar su valor. Inca, tú eres hijo
At length, we caught our first glimpse into the Sacred Valley. The Sacred Valley is also called the Urubamba Valley, named after the Urubamba River that flows through it and skirts the foot of the peak atop which sits Machu Picchu. It contains several interesting towns and other fascinating Inca ruins besides Machu Picchu.
Sobre los Andes va como un guardián del pueblo inca, del pueblo inca. No hay conquistador capaz de doblar su valor.
Here we were at the most interesting town of all, Ollantaytambo, where we'd be stopping for breakfast. Our porters had already arrived at the town and were tucking into their packed breakfasts in the main square.
Señores, good morning again. Okay, this is Ollantaytambo. This is where we stop for breakfast. From here we leave in 30 minutes and we go to kilometer 82, the beginnings of the Inca Trail. What is it?
So this was the place where we were going to stop for breakfast, the Wakatai restaurant. In the grounds we witnessed a popular game being played called Sapo, which means toad.
Yeah, it's one of those what do you call it?
Mind you, eating without going to the toilet first. This was our first proper chance to sit down and chat to our fellow trekkers. After breakfast, some of us bought walking poles from the shop below to make the trek easier on our knees. Some then had a go at Sapo. Variations of the game are found all over the world. Soon we all returned to the coach to make our way on the last leg of the journey to the trailhead and the start of the trek. It was a shame that we didn't have a chance to explore Ollantaytambo, as it's a fascinating place, the only Inca town to survive intact to modern times, replete with its water channels and original Inca town planning, which was composed of canchas, blocks of houses facing inwards on a central courtyard. High above the town are Inca terraces and ruins, including the Sun Temple, but we didn't have time to explore any of this. We continued through the Sacred Valley, with the Urubamba, a tributary of the Amazon, a constant companion.
Ayanshu, Kansi, Ayiyangmi.
This was Oscar, our Quechua-speaking guide for the trek.
45 kilometers, 26 miles the whole way to Machu Picchu. Señores, this Inca Trail was done in 3 hours 45 minutes. Could you imagine, señores? In a marathon race, the record is 3 hours 45 minutes. The whole trail from kilometer 82 to Machu Picchu. Would you like to know, senores, what is the best how to say time of your guide? Would you like to know?
Yeah,
4 hours, senores. Sorry, four. 4 days, not 4 hours. I make a mistake. Okay, senores. So, senores, we are gonna have 10 minutes to organize everything, yeah?
This was the trailhead, known as Kilometer 82, the distance by rail from Cusco. Here, last-minute preparations were made before we embarked on our impending expedition. The porters loaded up with all the supplies needed for the journey, and most of us hired a porter to carry our bulkier luggage, leaving us to carry our day packs ourselves. Before we set off, Oscar gave us a debriefing and got us to introduce ourselves and give an explanation as to our motivation for wanting to undertake the trek. He then gave some background information on himself.
So, senores, I was born very close to Cusco. Yes, then I moved to Cusco, senores, with only 5 years old. I grew up in Cusco, no? Then, senores, learn to speak Spanish, learn to speak English. Only when I start to work here in the Inca Trail, more than 400 times, senores, on the highest point, 4,200, that one pass, no? Yes. So, senores, why this is like my office, no? You can consider it my office, yes? This is where, yes, you work free, no, yes? I really love to work here, but you may think that I am crazy, no? Oh, this guy must be masochist, yes, masochist, going up and down, yes, more than 400 times.
Eventually, we made our way down as a group to the famous Inca Trail sign, where posing for pre-trek photos is de rigueur. There was a further debriefing from Oscar as we all assembled there.
They can only carry, senores, 20 kilograms, no more than this. Plus the personal staff is 22 or 25 kilograms on the Inca Trail. So we are going to get one beautiful picture there, senores, no, on this spot. Later, senores, the last picture will be in Machu Picchu. You know, Oscar picture.
Soon it was time for the obligatory photo shoot underneath that famous sign.
Ready? Yeah. You have to squeeze a little bit more. Please, everybody together. Senores, together. Hey, not too much, no? Okay. Big smile. 1, 2, 3. Say Pisco.
Very obedient group.
Waiting patiently for us below on the banks of the vigorous Urubamba River were our porters. Our two guides, Oscar and Augusto, then joined the group for one further photo. There were 16 of us in our group, 6 Americans, 4 Welsh, including me and Steve, 3 Australians, 2 English and 1 New Zealander.
Follow me. Let's go. This way.
And so we took the first steps of our epic trek, not knowing how arduous we would find it, but certain in the knowledge that waiting for us at the end was the fabulous reward of the mythical Machu Picchu.
You up to the challenge?
Yes, I am now. Probably won't be tomorrow.
just had one little steep bit and I was panting like a fool. Thought I was going to collapse. And this is the easy day.
You have to try. You must try, senores. No excuses. Even you are vegetarian, you should try guinea pig. You are not here, senores, to eat. You are not here to eat McDonald's. McDonald's, senores, all over the world. You can have it. Senores, this is called mint. Mint tea, senores. And it's very good, no, when you are this high for your digestion.
Like a psychological, I was going to say that's an easy day. Certainly I don't find it easy. I'm clearly obviously suffering more than everybody else from altitude. He knows I'm a special case.